I've been doing jujitsu for a while and a few years. And before I was doing jujitsu, I was into bodybuilding. And I was a pretty big guy. I was like 235 and doing steroids and quite strong. And I had this friend who he was a regular sized guy, athletic, but just you wouldn't take him as some phenom. And he, over the years, like a friend since I was a kid, over the years we'd wrestle from time to time at like a friend's wedding or whatever, and he'd always win. And I don't know, that something in my back of my mind, just like I was like, okay, well, he does jujitsu and I guess he knows some stuff or whatever. I just didn't really think about it. And no big deal. It's a friend of mine and a good friend. And so I decided I was going to study. I was going to go do some jujitsu and learn some shit and then go wrestle him, but not tell him and surprise him. And so that's what I did. I went to a jujitsu class, and it's a big white belt class. So you wear like the gi, the big pajama thing. And we did the class, and it was kind of, all white belts, and you just kind of learn these few little push and pull. And I did fine, just kind of squished the guy in front of me, and he kind of squished me, but there was nothing really much about it. At the end of the class, the instructor was rolling with the students. So the guy who was teaching the class was just kind of like rolling, like wrestling, like with the students. And so I lined up and I was like, okay, me next. And I was excited to roll this guy. And the guy teaching the class was a normal guy. He's kind of fat. He didn't look, he was like shorter, lighter, just a guy. And I remember I squared off with him, and I remember thinking in my head, I better not hurt this guy. That's what I thought. I thought I better not, because I thought you have to understand, I was strong. I was very strong. I was doing bodybuilding and steroids, but I was also doing lifting heavy shit, and I just was a strong guy. And we rolled for 5 minutes. He submitted me 6 times, and it fucked with my head. I couldn't understand it or process it at the time, but I was scared for the first time in a long time, because I always walked around as this really big, strong guy, and suddenly this regular dude, he didn't even look athletic, just did whatever he wanted. And I was trying. I was really strong with. Remember one point I kind of like did this thing where I pushed him and threw him kind of thing, and he went flying. He must have went flying 5-6 feet. And as he was being thrown, his feet were touching the ground. He kind of slid like it was like an anime movie, like he whoosh, and like slid back, and then just came right back in. And after that, I went to the front. And I just said, yeah, like, whatever, I'm joining the gym. And they're like, oh, you have, like, there's these options. And if you want to do, I'm like, no, just sign me, like, full annual membership. Like, oh, well, you can do 1 class a week. It's this, no, just full everything. I want just everything. I didn't understand at the time, but I was really scared. It really scared me that some regular guy could just flip me around like a baby. And it's not like I was warmed up. I was strong. I wasn't injured. I was full strength and really strong, and he just did, and it fucking fucked with my head. And so yeah, I for the next number of months, maybe even more than a year, I lost that confidence. I lost that feeling that I was just this really big, strong guy. And I kind of had a hard time making eye contact with people in the streets, just walking down the sidewalk. But it was a good thing. It was a good thing because jujitsu made me the right size. It taught me that it made me comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like, and now, even to this day, there's lots of guys smaller, not as athletic, whatever, that can still kill me as many times as they want. But I know who I am. I know I've been doing it for years. I compete. I've lost and won, and I feel comfortable in my skin in a very realistic way. And I couldn't have done it without jiu-jitsu. Now, there's other things. I mean, striking classes and there's lots of avenues to get to where I've gotten. But the concussions and getting hit in the head around striking, I'm 41 years old. I'm not interested in getting punched in the head a lot. But yeah, I just wanted to share my story.